So I read in the National Review that you are going to require all of those testifying to disclose foreign ties, not just to the Chinese Communist Party, but given how extensive the ties are in the business community, that there is really no difference, according to U.S. intelligence, between the state and the Chinese business community, everyone's going to have to disclose this. I mean, how do you reassure people that this doesn't steer into Joseph McCarthy territory?
Well, Joseph McCarthy's from my district. He's buried in my district. We need not exhume his body and reanimate it. And I've written to the extent of we must constantly be aware of going overboard as we try and win this competition with China. That being said, there are disclosure requirements similar to that for most committees for testifying. Our bar is slightly higher given the nature of our work. I'm confident we can work through the complexity. But you're right. I think what makes this competition more complex in many ways than the old Cold War is we never had to contemplate selective economic decoupling with the Soviet Union because our economies didn't interact. This, in my mind, as sort of a military guy, is the most difficult area of competition. But we have to safeguard our own economy and make sure that we're not unwittingly financing genocide or PLA modernization.
The PLA is the Chinese military. So is it true you're calling in the NBA commissioner to testify?
We're hoping to have a conversation first with the NBA, with Disney, other companies that my constituents and others have voiced concern over. We haven't issued any announcement about hearings besides the one we're having on Tuesday night. But I think we can have a productive conversation with companies that have substantial business interest in China. And we want to make sure that the power of the Chinese economy is not seducing certain companies into betraying American values.
Can I just jump in?
And you have subpoena power.
We do.
Will you use it for corporations?
If we need to. I think if we want someone to testify and we believe their presence is essential to the committee function, I want to do it in a bipartisan fashion.
Okay. I think at the heart of this committee, we do not have a quarrel with the people of China.
Yeah.
The differences that we have are with the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, and indeed, many of our businesses have ties with the Chinese economy. We're some of the most intertwined economies in the world. The challenge for our committee, indeed our country, is how do we continue to engage the People's Republic of China, but at the same time protect ourselves, our values, our interests, and our alliances with our partners and friends and others in the Indo-Pacific region.
And I imagine your issues with Disney and the NBA have to do with things like changing messages to censor things that can't be said that are critical. Is that it?
Sure. Well, the NBA incident, I think, caught a lot of attention because here you had an NBA executive who merely tweeted support for Hong Kong protesters. And remember, these people, in many cases, were out in the streets waving American flags. So they looked to us for leadership. And then the NBA quickly moved to silence that. So we just want to make sure that American companies are acting like Americans and embracing American values like free speech and plurality and things like that. So that's the concern.
Congressman Krishnamoorthi, I know that when you got back, Congressman Gallagher, from Taiwan, you issued a statement that was pretty scathing in terms of a backlog, you said, of weapons to Taiwan. Do you consider there to be slowness on the part of the administration, or is this more of an issue with private industry just having such supply chain constraints right now?
I think it's a little bit of the latter. I think under the Biden administration and on a bipartisan basis in Congress, under the National Defense Authorization Act from the last Congress, we took unprecedented steps to provide additional armaments under the Taiwan Relations Act, under which we are obligated to provide articles of defense to Taiwan. But we need to do more, because what we know is that the CCP, as you said in your last interview with CIA Director Burns, wants to have the capability to successfully invade Taiwan by 2027, if not sooner. So that means we have to arm or help supply Taiwan's defense even more rapidly than we are right now. For instance, by working with private industry to unwind supply chains, introduce more competition into the mix to allow for smaller businesses and entities to provide more agile and nimble supplies of armaments. But the bottom line is we've got to hustle because at the end of the day, we want to discourage and deter aggression on the part of the CCP.
So you're saying your intentions here are coming from a genuine place. The concern for policymakers sometimes is that they get boxed in by politics.
Sure.
You know this. And everyone running for president in 2024 is going to vow to be tough on China. So how do you actually get something done in a space that's going to become really, really hot?
Well, I think we can identify sort of the bipartisan center of gravity on China. Listen, we're not naive. We're not going to agree on 100% of everything, and there's going to be meaningful disagreements within all the 2024 contenders. But I want both sides in some way to look to the committee as the area for the most forward-leaning, innovative, and bipartisan policy and legislation on China. And I think there are things we can do. When it comes to clearing the backlog, that's a bipartisan issue. It predates the Biden administration, to be sure. But I emphatically agree with what Raj said about if we want to prevent another collapse of deterrence across the Taiwan Strait, then we should be working to give Taiwan the resources and asymmetric weapons they need to defend themselves. So I think we can be effective in that regard.
So 2 questions. You want to hold a hearing in Taiwan, I read. Is that going to happen? And can you get TikTok banned, as you both are trying to do?
Who goes first?
Yeah. Well, it would be technically you could do a field hearing in a foreign country. So, you know, I've been to Taiwan. I think it's valuable for members to go there. I'm hoping to bring a bipartisan group at the appropriate time, and perhaps we could do a field hearing in Guam on the way back. But again, we have our first hearing on Tuesday. We're going to pass rules the morning of, so we got to crawl a little bit, then walk, and then maybe we can run with our fancy field hearings afterwards. Is
this the year TikTok gets banned?
I don't think it's going to get banned. I think what we're asking for is, you know, TikTok is owned by ByteDance, a Chinese company that's required to provide its user data, including on the 140 million Americans, as well as control of algorithms to the Chinese Communist Party upon request. All we're saying is if TikTok is going to operate here, don't have that user data and algorithms controlled by an adversarial regime.
Understood. We'll be watching your hearing on Tuesday. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, we'll be right back.